was Dr. Rajdeep Manwani, and he was attempting ACB from Storytelling Manual, and the evaluator is Ms. Sumitra Manamohan. Please welcome Ms. Sumitra.
Mr. General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters, guests, Rajdeep in particular, ho ho!
Ho ho!
Yeah, although we miss Santa in this meeting, Rajdeep surely brought in the spirit by telling us the story of Rudolph, the story behind Rudolph also. I'm sure you all will agree that Rajdeep was definitely the star today.
Yes.
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 That's why I'm going to evaluate him through the word star. So S is for the selection of the story which fitted into the spirit of the meeting, the festive season. Yeah, the story about Rudolph. And Rajdeep has to go a step further. He has to be not just great, but the greatest. He gave us the story behind the legend. So you were spot on that. In terms of, for T, I would say the techniques that he used, the vivid imagery, the setting that he gave us, the cold, chilly Chicago, and you know, it also fitted to the mood, the sad mood that was in the beginning, and then the way, the language, of course, hats off to him. No one can beat him on that. The words that, the description of the little girl, Evelyn, Barbara, her golden curl and all that was really well, and the contrast, from a beautiful song to the mournful scream. And the way the father cradled the child. All this was really rich in imagery, and it really recreated, we could visualize the whole thing. Now, he activated, A is for activating, bringing the story alive, right? It was all through the description, the setting, and of course the voice modulation that he used. The child's voice, the father's voice, and of course the narrator's voice, and the contrast also that, from the cold chilly this, and at the end, it was such a brilliant achievement for the father, and he got, he won all the fame and the riches too, because he couldn't, pay for the wife's, her illness. And what triggered the story too, why is my mama different, all these things added to the whole thing and brought alive the story. And R stands for the way he recounted the story that made a tremendous impact on our mind. And he has a way of doing it. Now, what do I say? What do I give as, steps for improvement? How can he become from great to the greatest? There's one thing that stole from the thunder of this whole narration, with due apologies to Melvin. The song, I thought, could have been a little shorter. So we lost track of the narration a bit. Could have been just that, what we were all familiar with. Yeah? And another very small suggestion, Rajdeep, perhaps you could have left the lectern and come into the middle of the stage, because normally they say storytelling is you come closer to your audience. These are the small suggestions that I have. So what do we give Rajdeep for that great timer? This is not part of my evaluation, but true to the festive season, let's raise a toast to Rajdeep, and I'd like to give him a little quartet. Rajdeep, our brilliant leader, had a truly shining mind. May you always be our lodestar, guiding us to paths we never find.